USA Sports exclusive coverage of the 1990 U.S. Senior Open continues.
That shot is coming to us from the Goodyear Blimp Enterprise, based in Pompano Beach, Florida. Today's captain is Dick Esch from Sunrise, Florida. And that's Gary Player's second shot at 16.
That was from 150.
Nicely done. Now Jack Nicklaus.
Jack is 110 yards. Could not have laid this ball down any better. Left-hand side, going to a pin short right on the green.
That's his ball that hit Gary's. If he knocked Gary's close to the hole, you replace it, but wondering which ball is which now.
David, Jack's ball had enough spin to come back very close to being just pin high. I think he would have been 2 or 3 feet from the hole.
Now we go to Lee Trevino, second shot at 18.
182 with a 5-iron. Must take the ball in left to right if he's going to hit it to the flagstick.
Oh, boy, did he hit a golf shot there. Look at this one.
Checked up
perfectly on line.
Yeah. So Trevino there at 18. And look what he's done. 16 of 18 greens in regulation today.
Well, he attributes his good playing to playing golf every day.
Now, we'll go back to Jack Nicklaus and Gary Player as they make their way up to the green at 16. And this is what happened a moment ago. This is the shot of Jack Nicklaus. And comes back and hits the ball of Gary Player. Bring in Frank Hannigan right now. Frank, what's the situation there?
Well, of course, there's no penalty, first of all. Gary's ball has to be replaced. It has to go back just in front of that patch. And Jack has to play from where his ball lies. It's just a rub of the green.
Now, Lee Trevino at 18. That was the 10th tee right there, just to the left of the green at 18. The crowd is gathered around as Lee Buck Trevino, who really burst upon the golfing world at, David, as you mentioned, at Baldwin, some, what, 23, 24 years ago?
23 years ago.
And Jim Dent also there, who really a valiant effort by Jim. 4 over on the round today after suffering that cut right index finger that required stitches. And, you know, sometimes with an injury like that, it's the day after it happens, David, that it really comes up and hurts you.
Why did you put it on top? Why put it to the side? They should have put it on top of the hump.
Lee Trevino has made more birdies this week than anybody else in the field, 23, and he has this putt for birdie to get to 14 under.
Well, Roger, he's still talking. He's saying, why didn't he put the pin on top of the hump? I know when he's wanting to concentrate, he starts talking more, where most people do just the opposite. If you had to have a putt to get down in 2 to win a major championship, this is one he would like to have. It's straight up the hill, almost straight in. It's going to break a little bit from right to left.
And the reason he marked such a short putt, so he doesn't putt out, lets Jim Dent finish his round, because there might be a lot of clapping and applause and so forth.
And we'll
Jim
move
was
back
trying
to
play.
16, where Jack Nicklaus is taking a look at his birdie putt. Gary Player missed his birdie putt. So now Jack has this to get to within 1 of Trevino.
Jack got a good look at Gary's. Might have helped him.
To somewhat on the same line, Rossi, that Trevino just made a little while ago.
Nicklaus is 1 back with 2 holes to play. The par 5 17th is up next.
I've always felt he was like Count Dracula. Just when you think you got him, he gets up out of that coffin. Huh?
Well, now a moment ago, this was Gary Player for birdie. So Player at 6 under, had that short putt left for par as we move to Jim Dent for birdie at 18. So a tough day for Jim. With that short putt for par, a round of 4 over 76, and boy, he played well coming out. Got it to 10 under par through 7 holes. And Trevino. A round of 5 under 67.
Caddy Herman Mitchell there. They've been longtime friends. I'll tell you, who doesn't want to play off as Herman Mitchell? Because on their senior tour, they usually play in carts, and Herman rides while Lee walks.
Now, Jack Nicklaus on the tee at the par 5 17th.
Same way he's played this hole every day with an iron. It's 2 irons and a little pitching wedge.
That's an absolutely perfect position. He has no problem with that big tree on the right. Rossi, don't you think making that birdie allowed him to lay up here instead of maybe having to take a driver?
That's right, Ed. I think he might have taken a shot at it if he knew he needed 2 birdies to tie.
So Player, who made that short putt for par back at 16 with his tee shot. Nicklaus birdied this hole yesterday. He parred the first 2 days. He trails Trevino by 1, and we'll be back to Ridgewood Country Club in a moment. This marks the 10th anniversary of the USGA Senior Open Championship. The defending champion is Orville Moody, but the Senior Open's dominant figure has been Miller Barber, who won the title 3 times in a 4-year spell. Gary Player has won the Senior Open twice. The other Senior Open champions so far, Roberto DiVincenzo, Arnold Palmer, Billy Casper, and Dale Douglas. Welcome back. Lee Trevino has finished his round. A 5 under 67. He leads Jack Nicklaus by 1. Jack at 17. Rodriguez and Hill are in at 7 under par. Player still out on the course at 6 under. We're at the Ridgewood Country Club, Paramus, New Jersey, side of the 1990 United States Senior Open. As we look down at 17, the second shot of Gary Player.
Took an iron, hit it very low, but got over the top of it.
Well, that ball has come up in the rough, very close to the bunker, and he's going to have a very difficult third shot.
Jack has a perfect angle to play this hole. As Ed said, he kept his iron shot on the left-hand side of the fairway, and he cuts the ball so well with a long iron. He's just going to aim it up the center of the fairway and try and cut it up into that hill. Leave it about 100 yards short of the green would be ideal.
Bob, that's exactly what he did. He cut it to the right side of the fairway, and he has a good angle to the pin.
Well, at 18, dark clouds have started to gather as we approach 6:15 Eastern time. Jack Nicklaus makes his way up to the green at 17, and let's go over to Jack Whitaker.
Well, Roger, anybody who doesn't enjoy this must do cruel work. We all thought that this was going to be a day filled with fireworks. I guess we always thought it would come down to Nicklaus and Trevino. It took them to the final 9 to shake loose from everybody else, but what a show they're putting on. And this is more than nostalgia, more than going back to Merion and Oak Hill and Muirfield. This is today, and it should show you young people out there what it's all about. You can be fully alive after the age of 50 and maybe even better. Now we know what has to be done. Trevino is in watching. The Bear's got 2 holes to go. He needs at least 1 birdie. Let's go and see what happens. Roger?
Okay, thank you very much, Jack. And this is the 17th, par 5, measuring 554 yards.
Beautiful hole, Roger. And as we just seen, a number of the players taking irons off of the tee there. It's not a hole that you take a run at in 2 shots. A couple of long irons by Nicklaus, and you're down there 90 to, somewhere from 90 to 60 yards from the pin. Bunkers there, left to the green. Green slopes right to left. Beautiful golf hole.
This is a 17th hole summary. It's been the 12th most difficult hole through the first 3 rounds. Scoring average 5.16. Now, third shots at the par 5 17th. Gary Player will be first.
Gary Player playing out of the rough with not too good a lie. He's 175 yards from the hole. It's very funny that some very, very bad weather has come in, and it looks like it's not too far away. And the wind has gotten around where it's in the player's face here and will be at 18.
Yeah, Rossi, we just saw that a few moments ago moving in. The wind's starting to kick up here at 18 also, and there is the head of the front, the blimp, you can see, has picked up that weather.
Blimp looked like it's running for cover.
Well, he probably should.
Really a good shot there. Beautiful shot.
Player with a birdie putt at 17, and Jack Nicklaus will be next to play.
Jack is 125 yards. As Ed said, he has the perfect angle. If he can aim it right at Gary's ball and spin it at all, it should go right down to the hole. I think he's going to play a little 9-iron.
Looks like the rain has started to come down. Now Jack's looking up now.
Up here at the green, Bob, the wind is really very evident. It's certainly not a very good break because I think it makes the shot even more difficult.
It's cooled off about 15 degrees in the last 5 minutes here.
Short. I can't help but think the wind knocked that ball straight down.
hit one, Ed, on Friday, if you'll remember. He said he had a bad lie that also came up well short.
Well, that was out of a sand divot, Roger, on really kind of a shot that was a half shot on Friday. This was a full shot. I'm guessing he had at least a 9-iron. Is that right, Bob?
I believe that was a 9, but it didn't look like he took much of a swing at it, and it just never even had a chance to get to the green.
Well, as Jack Nicklaus makes his way up to the green at 17, you see that weather. The rain has started to fall down here in Ridgewood ever so slightly. The umbrellas have gone up, and joining me right now is Lee Trevino, 5 under 67. Lee, you got out there in a hurry today. You played at a fast pace. That was nice going.
If Jack would have kept up with us, he wouldn't have played in the rain the last 2 hours.
I thought you were going to say that. I thought you might have that.
I think what happened to Jack, I tell you, he's playing extremely well. I think he bogeyed the 14th hole. I bogeyed the 13th, which is a par 5. And as I said before, I hate to bogey par 5s. I'm telling you, I think I can par 5 with a wedge. But played extremely well today. Hit the ball. Only bad drive I hit was on 13. I put it over behind the trees, and I just couldn't do anything with it. But made a couple of crucial putts coming in. One on the 15th hole and one on the 16th hole. 17th hole, I kind of left it out to the right. And 18, I hit as good a drive.
That's at 15 right there.
That's at 15. It almost hung out on the left-hand side. The people wasn't yelling enough. You know, I wanted Nicklaus to know that I birdied that hole. And I said, come on, man, give me some help. You know? But I hit some awfully good shots. I knew that I had to shoot a low round today, Roger, to catch Jack. And I didn't think 67 would catch him, though.
There's 16 right there. Jerry Pate said you said you felt very comfortable with the putter today.
Yeah, you know what happened yesterday? I think I got my hands too far forward. I'm trying to take the forward press out, and you still see a little bit of it in there. And what happened yesterday is I had my hands so far forward that I couldn't do much about it.
Now, Jack's 4th shot at 17. Well, he's left it below the hole there for his par putt. Lee, you know, it was in 67 at Baldwin where you first kind of burst upon the scene, and here you are at first Senior Open back in New Jersey, and some good things are happening again.
Man, if I get the taxes down a little bit, I might have to buy a condo here. I'm telling you, but I've had some awfully good luck here in New Jersey. When I went to Baldwin, I think I finished 5th there. I remember I had $50 in my pocket. I had a guy by the name of Jack Duffy caddying for me, and I couldn't pay him afterwards. I had to send him back some money. I remember I didn't have a sport coat. I stayed at the Union Motel on Highway 22. When we came back in, what, 79, I believe it was, we came back, he threw a party for me. And I couldn't eat in the dining room because I didn't have a jacket. And he gave me a jacket. And I said, hell, I don't need it now. I said, I can buy my own jackets now. I needed it back then. But I've had some awfully good luck here in New Jersey. Yeah.
5 under 67 today for Lee Trevino. Now this is Gary Player for birdie at 17. So Gary will remain at 6 under. Lee, what's your famous Nicklaus Trevino battle story? Do you have one?
It's got to be, you know, I think it's got to be the battle actually at Muirfield when he had won the 2 majors before. He had won the Masters of the U.S. Open and went to Muirfield. And we kind of locked horns there, and Jack was 6 shots back, and at one time he caught us. And the only mistake that he made was he bogeyed 16. I remember, I think he 3-putted the 16th, I'm not sure. He bogeyed that hole. And I edged him by 1 shot there at Muirfield in Scotland. But the battle we had at Marion in the playoff was a good one. It was a very good one.
This now, Jack Nicklaus for par at 17 to remain 1 shot back of Lee Trevino.
He's got it in the best position. He can make the putt from it straight uphill. Should be just inside right lip. Jack has a habit of peeking at these, though. Slides them off to the right. Oh, give me that trophy. Give me that trophy. Oh, that's unusual. I think he get laid up too close. You know, Jack, I believe, laid up. I've got to believe that he had 70 yards to that flag. which means he has got to hit a 3/4 wedge. And that's not Jack's strongest suit. A long wedge shot, he's a little more comfortable with it. He did the same thing, I believe, Friday. You remember, he went under it. I think he laid up a little too close there.
Yeah. Well, you called the putt, right edge, maybe a little peak.
Yeah.
How do you feel right now?
I feel great.
Yeah.
My wife even feels better.
Claudia's here?
Come here.
Come on,
Come over
Claudia.
here.
Come on over here.
Let me see if Pooker's watching. Is
Yeah.
Olivia watching?
Olivia's probably watching. Hi, Claudia. How are you? Get right in there with this guy, will you? Sit on his lap in there.
Look, I better not celebrate too early. Nicholas liable to hold his second shot. It's never over until you finish up. But I feel very comfortable right now.
Let's take one more look. This was Jack for par at 17 to remain one
Watch
shot
his head.
back.
Watch his head. See it?
Yeah.
He was doing this thing that, he putted extremely well at the TPC up in Michigan. And then I watched him at the U.S. Open, and he kept missing everything a little bit right. And I noticed that maybe he was uncomfortable with it because he was pushing the putts a little bit.
Well, Gary Player with his tee shot, catching some of the branches on the trees which overhang the fairway to the right side here at 18. And let's take a look now at Jack Nicklaus on the tee. He is now 2 shots back of Lee Trevino with 1 to play. He's pretty good. I don't know if he's quite that good, Lee.
Well, I'll tell you something. This driver here is going to have some hurt to it. Let me see if he's hitting driver. He may be hitting 3-wood. Jack never changes. He is. He's hitting 3-wood. You see, Nicklaus never changes his strategy. Yeah. That's why I admire him so much. I mean, he can control himself at all times. I can't do that. I get hot. Give me the driver.
Yeah.
It can be a par 3.
Well, that was Jack's first bogey on a par 5 this week. That one right there at 17.
Well, I had 2 of them, so he's 1 up.
Lee, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Claudia, congratulations to you, too. Lee Trevino at 13 under par, 2-shot lead over Jack Nicklaus in this 1990 United States Senior Open Championship. That's a pretty good smile right there.
I love it.
Next year, the Senior Open returns to the Oakland Hills Country Club in the northern Detroit suburb of Birmingham, Michigan. Oakland Hills is one of the traditional championship sites. It's where Ben Hogan said he brought the monster to its knees with an astonishing 67 in the last round of the 1951 U.S. Open on a course set up harder than any in the Open's history.
And welcome back to this final round of the United States Senior Open. Jack Nicklaus just made a bogey at 17, and the situation was this. He was in good shape off the tee. The second shot landed here, and David, this is 3rd shot at the par 5.
Now, this is when the weather sort of acted up a little bit and may possibly have bothered him. And as Lee said, if he'd have played as fast as he should have, he wouldn't have had to play in this stuff. But again, he points out that, short irons have not been his strength.
Looked like a good swing.
Well, Bob Rosberg was right there, and he said, it just didn't look like he hit it, and it never had a chance to get to the green. Played a good little pitch up there.
Now, this was the putt for par. Uphill. And just jumped out of the hole.
This was beginning to remind me of Marion in 71, where at the last 9, Jack just kept making putt after putt. And it seemed like, Lee kept leading. And finally, Lee won in the playoff. But Jack made a ton of putts that day to tie Lee.
And that was the first bogey at a par 5 for Nicklaus as we go out to Gary Player's second shot at 18.
205 yards to the hole. He has to cut it from out of the rough, and this is not his strength.
He has kept it down, Rossi.
Oh, played a wonderful
Boy, that's a fine golf shot right there. Maybe it'll be real good.
That was some shot right there.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Do.
Well, into threatening skies here. Our final twosome makes their way as Jack Nicklaus gets set for his second shot.
He has 190 yards right to the hole.